Alright, so I have finished that border all the way around. I weaved in my tails, so that's the skirt done until we block it. We're going to go ahead and finish the bodice. To do that, you could use the butterfly color again, or you could do what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use our main color, just to keep the focus on the butterflies when you look at the dress instead of the arms. So to finish the neckline, I'm going to join with my yarn at the left top corner. Drop a loop, chain one. I'm going to be holding the working yarn tail and the original tail from when we started the bodice, just to not have to weave them in later. So we're going to single crochet in that same space. And we're going to single crochet in every stitch all the way around the neckline to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put one single crochet in every stitch around to this top right corner, and I'll meet you back. Alright, so I've made one single crochet around. I'm making my way to the other corner. Just got a couple stitches left. Alright, so in this last stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets to help it curve. And now we're going to crochet down this side. We're not going to be making the buttonholes on this round. We're just going to make the foundation for the buttonhole. Crochet down the side. Okay, and then when you come to the end, we don't want to add stitches. Got to be careful not to add stitches, because if you add stitches, it'll get a kind of like a bump in the back. We don't want to do that, so make sure you just keep it in the stitch. And then we're going to skip right here. We're going to go to the other side, just so we don't add a bump to the back of the bottom of the back of the dress. Make our way back up the other side. Again, we're not making our buttonholes on this row. I'm going to make the foundation for the buttonholes. Coming to the end. Single crochet in that same stitch. And slip stitch in the beginning. Single crochet. That's how that looks. Now this next row will be the one where we make our buttonholes. But again, we got to go around the neckline. So chain one, single crochet in that same stitch, and make one single crochet in every stitch around the neckline to the other side. I'll go ahead and do that, and again, meet you on the other side so we can start making our buttonholes. Alright, so I've made it to the right side again. Just got a couple of stitches left to go. Coming up to this first stitch, single crochet. Now chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet again in that same stitch. Make our first buttonhole. There it is. Alright, and now we're going to go, I'm going to make 3 buttons, so I'm going to go about midway down. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 1 more. Okay, now again, chain 4, single crochet in that same stitch for our second buttonhole. Continue single crocheting down. And I like to put my third button not at the very, very bottom. Here we'll do. Here's our first buttonhole, our second buttonhole. Now we're going to make our third. So chain 4, single crochet again in that same stitch. We have our 3 buttonholes made. And now we're going to crochet back up the other side. Again, we don't want to make a bulge in the back, so we're going to skip this first stitch, or this last stitch, the one in the middle, because this is how it's going to look. We don't want to add stitches here on the very bottom of the dress. So we're going to skip this middle stitch. Just single crochet all the way back up the left side. Right. Single crochet in that last stitch. Slip stitch in the beginning, single crochet. Pull up a loop, and now fasten off your yarn. Now, for this tail, I leave it kind of long because I'm going to use this tail to sew on our top button. So I want to leave a good length of yarn, this tail. So that's how the back looks. Match up where our buttons are going to go. And then sew those on. But first, I'm going to go ahead and show how to do the armholes. So to finish the armholes, because we have our unique stitch here, it's our single crochet, double crochet, skip 1 stitch. You can either continue in that stitch while you do the sleeve, or you could do a single crochet or like a half double crochet or even a double crochet. It's really up to you. I'm actually going to stay in this pattern. I want to use this same stitch. So to do that, we'll see that we were going this way because we have our single crochet and double crochet here. So we're going to have to be on the wrong side of the stitch when we join our yarn. Grab our yarn. And join in a single crochet. Oh, yep, confused myself. So we're going, the stitches are going this way for the last round, so we're going to be going the opposite way just to keep in our pattern. Going to join in one of the single crochets. Okay, and now double crochet in that same stitch. Hold my tail, and then just complete a row in pattern. So get the double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. skip the double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, and continue that all the way around. You could quit after one row if you just want the edging, or you can make it a long sleeve. You can make it a quarter sleeve, however long you want. It's just really what the length of the sleeve that you want for your dress. We continue in our pattern. I really do love this stitch. I think it looks really pretty, and it's so easy. Only thing you have to remember if you're doing more than one row is that you do have to turn after every row for this stitch. Like when we were doing the neckline, we didn't turn, so all of our single crochets were going the same direction, but of course in this stitch we do have to turn. It's just one thing you have to think about. Crochet along with you just so I can show you how to do the armpit area. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. Coming up on it. Okay, so when we were making the bodice, we had the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and we need to skip that chain 2 so there's not a giant hole in the arm of the dress. So we're going to skip that chain 2 space and go into the stitch here and just close up that hole so there's not a giant hole. And then just continue on in the pattern, so skip that stitch. The underarm can be a little tricky because the stitches look a little weird. Skip 1, continue in our pattern. Skip 1. Skip 1. Well, actually here there's that chain 2 space again, so we're actually going to skip to the stitch here. Close up that hole. And then slip stitch in the beginning, single crochet. Now that's how one row of that looks. You could, again, you could stop it here, or you can do more rows to make a long sleeve. But I don't want to finish it with the yarn facing the wrong way, so I'm actually going to do one more row. Some edge, like the stitches are on the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll do the other side the exact same way, and then we'll sew on the buttons. Alright, so I have finished the armholes. I did 2 rows in the pattern. It's a nice finish. Now I'm going to sew on the buttons. It's actually a bit too long. I'm going to thread my needle, and using that tail from before. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Nope. The yarn is difficult to thread. Might be because I have fuzz in it. Alright. There it goes. Alright. So I'm going to thread my yarn through where I want the button to go. Pull it through, and now I'm going to thread my button through. And I want to keep the buttons vertical, keep the buttonholes vertical. I'm going to hold it sew it back through. And I like to go through twice to give a little more security. So, sew it through again. And back down again. Alright, now it's nice and secure. I'm going to make a knot in the back, just make it a little more secure. And then weave in that tail. In a couple spots, hide it in the stitches, and come back, make it nice and secure, and then cut the excess off. And there's the first button done. Match it up with the buttonhole. And there it is. I'm going to do that same thing with the other two buttons. Except we're going to, because we don't have that tail, and take a length of yarn. Going to thread our needle. Maybe. Come on. Oh, alright. We're going to match up where our buttonhole is, where we want our button to be. Weave a tail. Thread our button down. Now hold that tail behind. And again, we want it to be vertical. Okay. And we want to give a little more security by sewing it through once more. Find the place. There it is. And through again. Alright. Now since we have two ends, I like to tie them together. And then cut the tails to be the same length. Now the really fun part is threading both of those tails at the same time, which might work. It either works great or it doesn't at all. Hey, it worked. Cool. Alright, so we've got it knotted. Now we're going to just hide those tails like we did the first one. And back the other way. The excess. That's the second button done. Got two buttons done, now we got one more. So same as the second one. Think a length of yarn. thread our needle. Right. Line up where the buttonhole is going to be, right at the end there. Leave a length of tail. Thread your button through. Hold it vertical. And once more. Sew it through. Okay. And like last time, I'm going to tie the tails together. Cut them to the same length. Hope we get the same look threading them on our needle. Yay! And then just hide those tails through the stitches. One way. Oh no! Well, okay. Good enough as a demonstration. Alright. So now we've got our 3 buttons. Match them up. Two. And 3. Got our button. So that completes the construction of the dress. We've got the arms done, all the tails weaved in and everything. The only thing left to do is to block the butterflies. So again, just block it with water. You can steam block it if you want. Just have to be really careful if you're using an iron, not to touch the iron plate to your yarn, because that could melt it and that'd be really bad. But I just like to block it with water, shape the butterflies, and then let it dry, and then they'll be nice and relaxed and done. And then I'll show you what that looks like when it is blocked. Okay, so this is how it looks after steam blocking. See, the fibers in the yarn have relaxed a lot. They're still wet, so I'm going to let them dry, but it's really the power of blocking. Like before, they looked so scrunched, and now they look like little butterflies. So again, I'm going to let these dry. I'm going to do the back side, and then that is the dress done. So thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you were able to follow along. Please subscribe, please like, and I'll see you in the next one.